Welcome to the game where one thing's true. The power to change begins when you believe in the world by believing in you. Don't sit on the sidelines. Just get in the game.
Welcome back to Hearts of Gold. I'm Heather French Henry. The Global Game Changer Children's Education Initiative, founded in 2013, is a Louisville-based nonprofit organization that provides elementary school-age children with a foundation for achievement through their superhero-themed, compassion-based educational programs that empower children to find their inner superpower, to make the world a better place, and become engaged citizens. They partner with schools, after-school providers, and museums to administer their programs. During this segment, we will learn about how they are collaborating with the YMCA of Greater Louisville and the Muhammad Ali Center to inspire hundreds of Louisville kiddos to discover their superpower to make a difference. Welcome to the entire team. We've got a full stage here today. Jan, I'm going to start with you. Tell me a little bit about Global Game Changers' mission and the project that brought all of you all, or as we say in Kentucky, all y'all together.
Well, we're all about empowering children to discover their superpower and know that they can make a difference. We want children to know that not only do they have the ability, but they have the responsibility to make a difference in the world, and that we try to teach them from a very young age. Much of what your interview with the mayor was about earlier is that it's all about, we're modeling that and teaching kids from a very young age that they have that ability to do that. So we like to cultivate and nurture their personal connection to giving back. We think that it will stay with children longer if they are able to learn that they can pursue their passions, what they care about, what it is that's important to them. And everyone, just like adults, are drawn to different causes for whatever particular reasons that they have. Children can also be drawn, and that's some way to make them have a much more personal connection to it. So our program is built on an equation called my talent plus my heart equals my superpower. So we have a full curriculum that takes children through the entire process of discovering that. So they learn about their talents, what it is that they are good at, or what do they like to do, and then they go through an entire curriculum about badge systems that teach them about each one, we call them heart badges, and they represent all different types of charitable causes. So anything from the environment to hunger to education to the veterans to the one that you're very familiar to you. And so that whatever it is that they believe in, whatever they make that connection to, then they learn to cultivate an interest in that, and that becomes their superpower. So we have kids who, for instance, a young little girl who liked to sing, that was her talent. And her grandmother was in a nursing home, so she would go to the nursing home and sing songs, so her superpower was singing songs to the elderly. So it's everything from knowing that no matter, it doesn't have to be large acts and it doesn't have to be collective acts, that everybody has that individual responsibility and a way to make that connection to giving back.
Oh, what a great lesson. You know, as a mom with 2 children, and as many moms out there, we all struggle with how to get our children out there giving so that they can learn. We feel that, don't you think, if you teach children while they're young to give back and to reach out, that they will grow into adults that will continue to give back? We
do. That's the entire premise for what we do believe, is that it's like everything else that you teach your children. I mean, whatever values that you're instilling, whatever manners that you're instilling, whatever educational type of model that you're teaching them to be, whatever types of, anything that you're teaching them from a very young age, you're teaching them to become a core part of who they are. And so we think it's very important that philanthropy and giving back and modeling compassion is a core part of what they learn as well, and that if they do, they'll grow up to instill those values and be part of who they are.
Well, let's talk to one of the partners you've brought on board, one of the many partners certainly, and one that I'm extremely familiar with and was raised with, the YMCA. Now, Steve, tell me a little bit about why the YMCA aligned with Global Game Changers and how you feel about the pilot program at the 2 sites that you've created.
Well, this has been an amazing thing. As I've personally gotten to know Global Game Changers a little bit better, the alignment of our missions is really incredible. I feel like, you know, we're in our 162nd year of service in the Greater Louisville area with the YMCA. I feel like we've been working for 160 years now to find ourselves here, and it's awesome. So we're built around youth development, healthy living, and social responsibility. So we will argue about which one of those things that it fits, because it fits them all. But when we talk about confidence, we talk about self-esteem, all this in addition to the fundamental civic engagement piece that this is built around. But we talk about confidence, self-esteem, achievement, accountability, giving back, and health, education, connecting people in social and meaningful ways. I mean, the stars have lined up, and we feel very honored to do that. We piloted it in 2 programs. We found out that the children really embraced it. They got very enthusiastic about it. Here's one of them right here. And so we've expanded that now in our 2nd year into 15 schools, and we have aspirations to take that further and further. So, you know, we have a strategic vision that is going to include things I mentioned, health and education in particular, connecting people, compassion, achievement, and what I love about the idea is building this concept of mutual accountability, love, and connection for other people without any expectation of doing it, but doing it just for the joy that that brings and the ultimate confidence that that builds in the young people. And I think, you know, the ability of young people to build confidence and self-esteem, to me, is the single most influential factor in them having the strength and the courage to grow up in a healthy way, you know, spiritually, mentally, and physically.
So in talking about these partnerships, Jan, tell me, you know, when we talk about creating and utilizing this positives towards self-esteem to give back, how do you evaluate these partnerships that you create?
We're very intentional about the way that we measure the impact of our programs, because we do think it's very important to know that that what we're doing is having the impact and that we're hoping for. So we have worked with an evaluator with Jefferson County Public Schools, Dr. Judy Vandehaar, who has set up protocol for our programs. We've had 2 evaluations for in-school programs so far that have had amazing, wonderful results. And the children have, it's proven engagement, it's helped with, shown statistical changes in behavior and lowering incidences of bullying, all the way to academic engagement and boosting self-esteem and engagement and enrichment programs. So the metrics for that is very important. And so we do pre and post evaluations of all our programs. We do interviews, we do focus groups. We actually work with the AmeriCorps Vista program that we have 3 Vistas assigned to us who also help to administer the protocols for those programs. So they're in all the 15 sites that Steve just mentioned on a regular basis, doing all types of evaluation of that and gathering data and information so that it can be studied and researched. So that hopefully as we grow the program, we'll have, you know, intentional type of information from year to year to do studies from it.
And when we talk about the program, is this something that you're going to expand in the future, Steve?
Well, we actually, the current school year, we've gone from 2 to 15 sites. We have a total of 70, so we've got plenty of room to grow, and we're very excited about that.
That's excellent. Now, Justin, what do you hope to achieve from the partnership moving forward, and what does growth look like for you?
Well, as Steve has alluded to, we would love to continue the great partnership we have with the Y and build on that. We'd love to continue the great partnership we have with the Muhammad Ali Center and build on that. We'd love to build on relationships we have with the YMCA Youth Association, with Boys and Girls Clubs, and with AmeriCorps Vista that Jan talked about. We started in 2013 reaching about 1,000 kids, and we doubled that to about 2,000 kids in 2014. I'd love to double that again in 2015 to 4,000 kids. But beyond quantity and things like that, it will never be enough because there will always be a kid out there who doesn't know that no matter how young you are and no matter where you come from, you can make a difference in the world. There's always going to be a kid out there who doesn't know how to combine her talent with her heart and become a superhero, just like Spider-Man or Superman, like they read
Wonder
about.
Woman.
Or Wonder Woman.
And speaking of a Wonder Woman, you
Exactly.
have a little Wonder Woman that's
Yes.
right next to you, Miss Ava. Ava, tell me a little bit about what you like best about Global Game Changers.
Well, I like the part that where we get to learn about helping our community, and then we get to put it to practice, and then one day we know that we can make a difference in the world and we can do better things in our life.
Now, is this cape something that you like to wear all the time?
Yeah.
It does. I saw you off stage kind of dancing, and that you need sort of a magic lasso to go with that. So what's the lesson that you have enjoyed the most?
Well, my favorite one is the one where we got to get these little papers. They're like little cards, and then we wrote on them what we thought that we could do to help our community. And so each week we picked out one from the jar, and then we took it and then we read it. And one time I did that, and I drew one about the park. Okay, so when my dad picked me up from school, I said, "Dad, we got to go to the park and clean up some stuff." And so he's like, "No, it's too cold." And then today, when I was out at the park sledding, me and my dad saw a bunch of broken sleds, and we picked them up, and we took them with us. And when we get home, we're going to throw them in the trash so that nobody gets hurt.
Well, Ava, I think that's excellent. And I saw the same thing, sled with my girls last night, picking up some little trash that people leave behind, and that's a great way to make a difference in your community. So thank you, Miss Ava, for being a superhero.
You're welcome.
Certainly. The power bump. Now, Marcel, I promise we did not leave you out.
No,
oh, my
worried.
goodness, Marcel, you were with the Muhammad Ali Center, which has made a profound impact on Louisville, certainly, since its inception. So tell us, you hosted the free Global Game Changers community-wide Discover Your Superpower event, which everyone should discover their superpower, certainly. How have your missions aligned, and has the partnership enhanced your organization?
Well, it was readily apparent from our first, few discussions that there was so much convergence in the mission of the two organizations. So many things fit together in terms of being outwardly oriented, getting kids to think not as much about themselves as the world around them, the people in need, the looking for superpowers. Part of the mission of the Muhammad Ali Center is to be inspired to find your greatness by, looking over the life of Muhammad, and that call to greatness, not just greatness for oneself, but in service to others, is critical at the Muhammad Ali Center. And we just had such a synergy that built from there, that we wanted to be the host of the event. The Ali Center was really honored to serve as a platform for all these great community partners, especially since so many, just like Steve and the YMCA, have these strong principles and values behind them, just like we do at the Muhammad Ali Center. Things like confidence and conviction and dedication and giving, respect, spirituality. They're all, the principles that led Muhammad to greatness. And here we are with other organizations sharing those principles, adding some more, and, everybody getting a chance to be empowered and looking for ways that they're passionate to change the world around them. And, that's the challenge that Muhammad gives all of us, that, step into the center.
Well, certainly with all of the superpowers, I know that you're going to launch your 2015-2016 school program. So real quick, in talking about what kids and how parents can be involved, who should they contact?
They should contact us on our website at www.globalgamechangers.org, and we'd love to get them involved. With the event that Marcel was talking about, we had 15 partner nonprofit organizations from around the city that stepped up to represent each one of our badges, each one of our heart charities, and we had over 67 volunteers and 400 attendees for a first event. So it was amazing. So we want parents to reach out. We want schools and teachers and after-school providers. That out-of-school time time is a really important time to be able to utilize in a very meaningful and intentional way. And, you know, amazing folks like the YMCA and the Ali Center that have that infrastructure in place are really helping us do that. So we're really appreciative.
Well, we certainly thank all of you and the Global Game Changers for providing positive change in Louisville. If you want to find out more, that's www.globalgamechangers.org. We want to thank WHAS and their crew for this wonderful presentation. So join us next time for the next edition of Hearts of Gold.